You are watching Access LaPorte County, Channel 97. Coming up next is the May 8th, 2024 meeting of the LaPorte County Sheriff Merit Commission. You can find more information for this meeting by visiting www.accesslaportecounty.org.
Good morning, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to the May 8th, 2024 meeting of LaPorte County Sheriff's Department Merit Board. If you please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Did everyone receive a copy of the minutes from last month's meeting? Are there any corrections to be made? Hearing none, to have a motion to accept.
So moved.
Have a motion to have a second. Motion seconded. Any questions? All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Good morning, Sheriff.
Good morning.
How are you?
That's kind of loud this morning.
I say you're just full of it this morning.
Apparently, that's kind of sensitive.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Either you've got that booming voice today.
That's a possibility.
Okay, well, good.
Not to talk softer, I can hear myself echoing. So, but good morning. We're going to make a couple of adjustments to the agenda, if you don't mind. As you can see, we've got a pretty large group here this morning. I like to move them to the top of the list if we can. That way, they can get back to their duty assignments or back on their way. And then also, I would like to remove item number 9 from the agenda, as Captain Heineck is off traveling the world again, and I like for him to be present when we present that commendation to him. So if we can make those adjustments, I'd appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
The first is going to be Captain Hahn and his administrative staff has got some presentations to make to some of the jail staff for some life-saving awards. And this comes at a great week, with this week being Correctional Officer Week. We could not be more proud of the staff that we have. They're the unsung heroes that are locked in and out of sight, out of mind, so to speak, with the clientele within our jail. So we thought this would be a good opportunity to present these awards. So I'll call Captain Hahn up to the podium.
Good morning. I appreciate the sheriff giving us this opportunity and the Merit Board for allowing us to do this morning. So the first one that we have here is from an incident on February 16th, 2024. In the early morning hours of February 16th, 2024, during the normal course of their duties, deputies were alerted to a female inmate who was housed in the processing area of the jail. Deputies quickly recognized that the inmate was in distress. Upon entering the cell, deputies discovered the inmate had attempted to harm herself and found that she was not breathing. Without hesitation, jail staff immediately began to administer CPR and other life-saving measures. While awaiting the arrival of LaPorte County EMS, deputies recognized the inmate began to take breaths, attempting to breathe on her own. The inmate was transported to a nearby hospital, where she was provided further medical treatment. Due to the actions taken by deputies that morning, this inmate survived and was subsequently released from the hospital several days later. I cannot express how proud I am of each of the deputies that were involved in this incident. They showed tremendous courage in a very intense and stressful situation. They relied on their training, knew their abilities, and worked seamlessly as a team to provide the greatest care to someone they barely even knew, if at all. So at this time, I'd like to present a life-saving award to each of the deputies that were involved in this incident. And the first, so we'll call up Sergeant Dallas Hutz. Here. Also involved was Corporal Ethan Kreback and Deputy Nate Albanese. However, neither of them could be here this morning, along with Deputy Caitlin Long, Deputy Joy Butler, Deputy Noah Pierce, and Deputy Violet Guzman Garcia. The second that we have is in the late morning hours of February 25th, 2024, so just a few days later. During the normal course of their duties, deputies were alerted to a male inmate who was housed in the S2 cell block of the jail. This inmate informed deputies that he was going to harm himself. Upon receiving this information, deputies called for assistance and began to make their way into the cell block. Upon entering the cell block, deputies discovered the inmate had attempted to harm himself and immediately began to provide assistance and aid. Without hesitation, these deputies put themselves in harm's way to save the life of another. The inmate was transported to a nearby hospital where he was provided further medical treatment. Due to the actions taken by deputies that morning, this inmate also survived. I cannot express again how proud I am of the deputies that were involved. They showed tremendous courage in a very intense and stressful situation. They relied on their training, knew their abilities, and worked seamlessly to provide the greatest care to someone they barely even knew, if at all. Those deputies that were involved in this incident will also be presented a life-saving award. And the first is Corporal Tim Mace. Deputy Addison Mitchell. Deputy Bryant Smith. And two that couldn't be here this morning, the other two were Deputy Sarah Nico Wycheck and Deputy Jaron Lynch. In closing, I would like to publicly thank and commend each of you for your selfless actions during these incidents. Thank you for your impartial treatment of those within your care, and may this serve as a proud moment in your career. Thank you.
Anything you guys would like to add?
I just want to thank the captain for taking the opportunity to recognize these individuals. And you're right, a great opportunity this week to do it, with it being National Corrections Week. Again, these are the people, as you said, Sheriff, are up there doing a thankless job that so many people do not see, but yet they take for advantage that the fact that they're keeping the people that are supposed to be there in there. And my commendation to all of you as well. Congratulations and thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Yeah, they do a marvelous job, and not a day goes by that I'm not impressed with the work they do back in the jails. Thank you. Back to our normal agenda. As you can see, that calls for service between March and April increased. Total calls for service increased 19% from 1,905 to 2,273 for the month of April. Our crash reports increased 9% from 69 to 75. Our traffic stops increased by 34% from 657 to 879. And our car deer crashes decreased 9% from 22 to 20. That increase going from March to April is not a surprise. Obviously, we're starting to see the nicer weather, which is going to increase the calls for service. Also, we had some extra traffic enforcement throughout the March of April as well, as you can see with the increase of traffic stops. So, however, year to date, our calls for service are down 13%. This time last year, we responded to 9,466 calls compared to 8,259 so far this year. I think we saw that earlier in the year that we saw some significant decreases in January, February, and March with our calls for services compared to last year. Right now, our administrative staff is currently holding interviews for individuals who are proceeding through the hiring process. The merit board will interview those who successfully pass the internal interviews later this morning. It is our hope to fill the 2 remaining positions that are open, and then we can become fully staffed. Deputy Dylan Heisick graduated from NYLEA on Friday, May 3rd. He has begun his FTO training this week and is expected to finish up the end of July to become solo. Myself, Captain Allen, and Detective Deck attended that ceremony, which was held on the campus of Valparaiso University, and it was their largest class that they graduated from NYLEA with 57 in attendance. that graduated. So they are starting to see a huge increase in the number of participants that are coming in on ILEA. Matter of fact, they're looking to make a change with their name through the state legislature, because right now they're called the Northwest Indiana Law Enforcement Academy. They're looking to get that changed to the Northern Indiana Law Enforcement Academy, because we're starting to see a lot of departments from northeastern Indiana starting to participate as well. There was a deputy from LaGrange County that participated in an ILEA class this last time, and I was talking to the Sheriff Harker over there. It was a 2-hour drive for them to get there to attend the graduation, and they actually put their recruit up in a hotel for the week so he could be there. So it's obviously expanding.
Is there any place other than there in Plainfield and was it South Bend?
South Bend only hosts some classes when they need to, when they have a group of large hiring. I know we had a couple that gone through South Bend Academy a couple years ago. There is one down in Evansville, and that is a kind of on an as-needed basis as well too. So other than that, those are the only ones that I do know about. I know that NILEA was afforded some money through the state to build a brand new facility in Valpo at the Mac Center, which construction of that's going to start, and that will include a much bigger facility and I believe dorms in which the students will be housed there. That project I believe is going to get started this summer. So yeah. And there's their hope that they can expand operations up to 100 students per class. Our yearly combined law enforcement memorial program will take place this Friday, May 10th at 11 a.m. It'll be held at the Michigan City FOP. This year's keynote speaker will be U.S. Representative Frank Mervan, and a light luncheon will be held following the program. I had sent you guys an email on that. I hope you had received it. Okay. Deputy Justin Phillips is currently at K-9 school at Von Lick Kennels in Peru, Indiana, with his new K-9 Riot. Riot will be trained in bomb detection and was funded through a grant from the Indiana Department of Homeland Security that Major Cicero applied for. This is in conjunction with the same grant that we got for the new x-ray machines at both courthouses that have been installed a couple weeks ago. Captain Heineck and I attended a meeting with the LaPorte County Visitors Bureau in which we begun planning for the Great Lakes Grand Prix. Obviously, this is held the first week in August, and I bring this to your attention because in years prior, the Sheriff's Office had little to no involvement with the Grand Prix, with the Visitors Center up there. However, last year they came to us and asking for a much bigger presence from the Sheriff's Office, providing security and working up there. They even come to us again this year and would like even a bigger presence from the Sheriff's Office up there. They're very pleased with the professionalism and the work of our deputies that they ask us to take a little more chunk of the pie up there, so that's a good thing. On Saturday, August 24th, we will once again be participating in a youth fishing tournament that is being organized by the City of LaPorte. This will include teams from the Sheriff's Office, Michigan City Police Department, Michigan City Fire Department, LaPorte Police Department, and LaPorte Fire Department. If you remember, we participated in this last year. It was a fishing derby for underprivileged kids. It was a beautiful success. I'm going to be on the recruiting trail looking for volunteers to assist me with that again this year. So all the officers should be looking for an email coming their direction, and it's a wonderful morning. It goes from 9 till about 11:45 on a Saturday morning, and the lunch is provided to everyone. So it's a couple hours in the morning. It was a good time. We had a good time fishing with the kids last year. So,
are you going to supply the bait?
Sure. Actually, that's all donated.
Oh my!
Yeah, everything's donated. Each kid gets a fishing pole and a tackle box, and then all the bait's donated. The lunch is donated for all the kids. It was a wonderful morning. We had such a good time with it. So could not be more pleased.
Well, good luck.
We just finished up with number 8 with the life-saving awards. Again, I asked number 9 to be removed until Captain Heineck can be present for his commendation. I do have 2 letters of thanks. One I will save for next month's with Captain Heineck's presentation, and I do have another one from Captain Heineck for Deputy Dokmanovic. referenced an incident that she was involved in that I'll just read here quickly. It says, admin team, in reviewing reports this morning, I came across the below attached report and felt that I needed to share this with everyone. Deputy Dokmanovic had built a rapport with a juvenile female who suffers from some mental health issues. So much that this female began to have suicidal thoughts and reached out via email directly to Deputy Dokmanovic. Micah then went immediately to the house and spoke with the female and her parents, who were unaware of her email to Deputy Dokmanovic. I believe it goes without saying that the community-based policing that Deputy Dokmanovic shows on a regular basis, but specifically in this case where a subject in need had trusted her and Micah could have potentially stopped her from completing her action of self-harm, needs to be recognized, as this is something that our admin team strives to achieve every day. Job well done, Micah. Have a safe day, Captain Heineck. This absolutely, the work that she's doing is absolutely marvelous. She has completed the CIT training, the crisis intervention training that we had spoke on the previous month. That is funded by a grant, and Sergeant Lear, who handles that quite well, and she's completed that. She's doing a marvelous job out there, and we could not be more proud of Micah as well. That's all I've got this morning. Next month's meeting will be Wednesday, June 12th at 9 a.m., and we do have a pension board following this meeting as well.
Thank you, Sheriff. Any comments from the floor? For those jailers who are new and haven't attended one of these, please feel free to. You'll score points with your captain. Can't even bribe him. Any comments from the floor? Hearing none, comments from the merit board. Mr. Berg?
Just want to hit on correctional officer week. I just want to thank all the correctional officers here that work at the sheriff's department and throughout the state of Indiana. I think that's to recognize you guys is invaluable, and just thank you for everything you do and the dedication you give to this community.
Ms. Mock? Jim?
Yes, I want to give you I know that that's not an easy job working in the jail, and I think you do a great job. Keep it up. Thank you.
Laura?
And just want to say my utmost respect and appreciation to all the jail deputies. Thank you so much. And you are not forgotten back there. You have a great captain who keeps all your activities and your efforts at the forefront. So we are aware and we appreciate everything you do.
Thank you. I don't really have anything. I think I've said it already. Again, congratulations to the award winners today for being recognized for a job that you do daily without requiring recognition. So thank you very much for your job. Any other questions, comments? No? May I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Have a motion to have a second.
Second.
Motion second. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Meeting adjourned 9:20 a.m.